and Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is blue. 89 thrust set. 5500. 31. Rotate.
Testing. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, a rarity these days. We have not been in 2020 in quite some time. I have kept it on my system for two reasons, this being one of them. The 727 passenger version from FSS is soon to be released, coming if they're on time. I think it's going to be pretty soon. I'm not sure if I can speculate on that or not, but it should be soon, TM. This is a pre-release version. This is beta 9, I believe, and to put that in perspective, I had beta 4 yesterday, so there have been rapid improvements and bug fixes throughout the days, or at least out throughout yesterday and the night. So it's exciting to see what this has in store for us today. You guys know I am a sucker for the 727. Absolutely love this airplane. Been wanting the passenger version for quite some time. I've been missing flying the freighter version. We flew the freighter version quite a while when it first dropped. We took it into some airports it should not be going into. We had a whole lot of fun with it. Sadly, when I moved mostly to 2024, there's no 727 over there. So we are back though to do our due diligence and see how the passenger version is coming along. Fingers crossed 2024 compatibility in the future. I know they're working on it, and that's pretty much all the extent that I know. So hopefully we'll see it in 2024 in the future, but this is where we're at today. We're sitting on the ramp. I wound the time back. It is 6:05 in the morning here in Pensacola, Florida. Getting ready to fly on down to Miami, home of Air Florida. call sign Palm, which is pretty darn sweet. So we're Palm 357 operating down to Miami this morning with a SIVA INS navigation system and 3 JT9DA1s, whatever, cascading reverser, little version engines. They put the big honkers on later on. This is kind of the same version as we had the cargo variant. These are the little bit smaller version or variant of this engine. But I'm ready to get this airplane fired up. I hope you all are ready to get fired up and go. Geographically inverted, what's going on, man? Good to see you. And no talk for you, Captain. DG's Compartment 1, Florida man. Fuel, Compartment 2, Alligator. Yes, we have Florida man, fuel, and compartment 2 is alligator. That is funny, dude. Thank you, Geographic Converted. Thanks for the $8 super chat, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, what a Florida man. You know, what a good, unbelievable. And anything a Florida man. And we probably do have some alligators on board. Wouldn't surprise me. Hopefully, we don't have to go around for an alligator. I remember one time. When I was doing my private pilot training, there was an alligator on the runway. I was like, I guess we got to go around, right? This might see if I was like, well, yeah, we're going around. I'm like, okay, we're going around. That was in DeLand, was it DeLand, Florida? I think it was DeLand, Florida. I was practicing before I even had a PPL, before I even soloed. So good old days of fly, man. Thank you, Geographically Inverted. Hope you enjoyed the jump seat. I know you were a little late to the stream because you're missing your legs from the BAE 146 or the RJ85 jump seat yesterday. So that was... That is insane, man. The picture you posted in the Discord, too, that talk about uncomfortable, man. Goodness me. Just land. What's the worst thing can happen? I guess you could land long, you know. I guess you could land long. Is this a 100 or 200? This is a 7200-200 B pilot. This is 722. So, the Tango Kilo, what's up? Good to see you, man. Takes a special bird to bring V1 back to 2020. That indeed. That's also why I wound the sim time back, because I didn't want to look at yellow sim midday all day today. So there she is, the 727-200. Ready to go. We have a full passenger cabin. We'll take a look at that. I have to bind the wing views on the left side. I forgot to do that. I have wing views on the right side, but that'll give us an opportunity to look at the cabin. So, Robert S. says, release of passenger variant, April 17th between 10 and 14 T. So that's tomorrow. Excellent. So if they have a planned release tomorrow, fantastic. We should see it. Now, I do have to apologize. No cafe con leche, Jean. Yesterday, I told you I was sick 2 days ago. Thought I was better yesterday. Second wave of something came back last night. It has been brutal. So I'm sipping on some tea, trying to rally. Ain't nobody got time to be sick around here, so we're doing our best. And we should have a fun flight down to old Miami, Florida this morning. So taking a look around the airport here real quick. I think I saw somebody parked over there. Yeah, a couple other. My model matching is not set up for mid-sim here, yellow sim. But we do have this sweet little Pensacola airport that I do like. I've been here many times. Love flying into Pensacola. Cool little detailed airport here. This is exactly what it looks like. You can kind of smell the mold and senior citizens in this airport here. So, oh, look, we even have a route map. What's that? Oh, I guess we're at a United gate. Hey, that's where we're going. Pensacola to Miami. Cool. Nonstop destinations. Love this little scenery. Don't know who makes it. But this is the star of the show right here. Look at this beauty. Pretty much same model on the outside. There are a few little differences. Obviously, the doors. I noticed this on this livery. I don't know if this is a discrepancy. Like these latches here, I don't know if there's supposed to be a panel over those latches there or not. A couple liveries had some discrepancies in them, like the American bare metal. So I know they're working on fixes for those. So that's why we're not doing a bare metal, because how could you not fly bare metal 727? But I think they're just getting some updating. Also, oh, this is good to see. So the last beta version I had, the inlets here were kind of glitched out. Looks like they fixed those as well. So very cool. Progress is definitely being made. Like I said, yesterday I first tested this beta around 9 a.m. I had a slew of issues that really couldn't be represented. I saw one guy had the same thing I had with the Mach airspeed overspeed warning. Still an issue in beta 9. I have to manually delete the sound file. So Carson, I don't know if you're here or if any of the FSS folks are here. That is still plaguing me in the latest beta. As soon as you power up the aircraft, the switch position and audio seems to be inverted. I'll show you all that here in a minute. But other than that, I fixed my autopilot woes. And I'm excited to get this bird flying. So let's hop in and get her powered up, and then we will take a look at the star of the new model, which is the cabin. So DB Cooper recreation flight when? Yeah, I don't know, right? We'll take a look at the DB Cooper stairs here in a minute. I also have to kind of get used to my 2020 bindings. I don't know if it's just I haven't been in the FSS in a while. Texturing looks even better than I remember, so that's always good to see. Beautiful cockpit here. Absolutely love the 727 cockpit. So let's go ahead and get some power to the airplane. We'll come over to the flight engineer panel. First things first, since I've only been practicing with APU power, we're going to fire up the APU right away off of battery start. So I've got the battery on. We'll go ahead and run a fire test here real quick. Reset once, reset twice, and we'll go ahead and go on and start. We'll get the APU spooling up. We'll get power to the aircraft, and then we'll get ready for boarding. What nav is this? We are flying the SIVA INS, so same as the 74200 that we were flying. Should test for COVID if you haven't still. Man, it doesn't matter. I never cared for testing. I mean, if I'm sick, I'm sick, man. So I don't think it's COVID though. This is no fever, nothing. Just can't keep anything down. I think something the kids brought home from the farm might have been that. Maybe somebody didn't wash their hands or something. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's been having the same issue. Can't keep anything down. But no fevers, no other symptoms. Looks really dark compared to mine. Oh, I adjusted sim time. That's what it is. Let's go ahead and close the generator. We are going to get on generator bus. Oop, almost showed you a sneak peek there. Since we're on gen bus, let's go get the fluorescent panel on. Yes, let's go ahead and brighten everything up here. We'll brighten this sucker up. Brighten you up a little bit so we get some lights in here. We are on APU power. We're at APU power. We'll power up one of the galleys 1 and 2. That is fine for right now. We're going to come back to the flight engineer panel here in a minute. We'll arm the emergency exit lights while I'm looking at it. We'll get the compass light. Let's go ahead and turn on the dome white. Let's go ahead and brighten up our other panels here. Juice it up here overhead. Ooh, fluorescent light. We'll turn you on. How does one turn off the flashlight? You guys remember turn off the flashlight? I don't remember the flashlight command for 2020. Seems like I still have the flashlight on, but all right, that all looks good. I'm going to hide the yoke. I don't know why my until we start engines, my force feedback yoke, they tend to vibrate. So one thing I've noticed, what I was going to say earlier here before we get going. Oh, Alt-L, thank you, whoever said that. Aha, thank you so much, Steven. So my bug that I was having, even with the latest beta, mock airspeed warning test, as soon as you power up the aircraft, this is a spring-loaded switch to off. You test 2 and should be go number 1, and it's just spring load to off and no sound. For me, and one other guy I saw on YouTube, he had the same issue. When the switch is in the neutral position, that sound is blaring. So when you go to number 1 test or number 2 test, it mutes it. But because the switch is spring loaded to off, every time it spring loads back to off, you're just sitting here with a mock overspeed warning blaring. So I know FSS is aware of it. Hopefully they will have a remedy. I'm sure they will before the actual aircraft release. So, all right, we have power to the aircraft. Let's go ahead and run through a couple other things here. Let's go ahead and do a stall warning test up top. Beautiful. And we'll put you back into the normal position. That looks good. We are in slaved mode. Those are off. We'll go ahead and keep the anti-skid off for now. We are disarmed. Everything looks good. Let's go navigation, logo lights. We can leave the seatbelt signs off right now. We're going to do some additional testing of that later. But what I do want to get going on here is we'll open the forward entry door, and then we're going to open up the aft DB Cooper door. But how we're going to do that, we're going to open up forward and aft cargo. We actually got to get some pressurization to the hydraulics. So, real quick, did they adjust this? They did. Look at that. Cool. So, little quirk about the 727 manifold pressure. When you have a pack on with the APU bleed and no engines, it should read 0 pressure in the manifold, which it's reading correctly now. Normally, it would just, like on the 737, I guess, when you have a pack on, it lowers the PSI. But on the 727, it actually should show 0 when there's no engine providing manifold pressure. But even though you do have pressure, it's a weird quirk of the 7.2 pneumatics. Looks like they do have it right. This was correct, like on the OG release of the freighter variant, and then I think it got bugged out, and I don't remember if they ended up fixing it. But then on one of my early betas, I noticed it was kind of doing the half correct, half wrong. But now this looks correct. So you can see here, we have bleed pressure. No packs are running. But what we'll do, and these default to open now. That's cool. All right, that's correct. We'll go ahead and pressurize System A, and let's go ahead and take a walk to the back, and we will open up. Oh, I got to remember all my bindings. Sorry, y'all. I got our mind. Oh, that looks good there. Actually, why don't we drop the stairs real quick before we head back? Let's do forward. Why not have forward boarding stairs? We'll set you as well. Wonderful. All right. Let's head to the back of our lovely cabin. We'll do a full-blown cabin tour in cruise, but we just got to the aircraft. Welcome to the late 80s. Our wonderful colors here in our Air Florida. Al W, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. Sitting in the surgery waiting room. Uh-oh, next time I'll be with new peepers. Y'all take care of your eyes. Hey, Al W. Well, we'll be praying for you, man. I'm sure it'll go smoothly. Enjoy the peace and quiet, I guess, during the operation. Thanks for the $5 super chat, man. Take care of your eyes. That is a good tip as well. So let's go ahead and open up the DB Cooper door here. Ooh, that's a nice little sound there. I like that. Now there should be a lever in here, right here. Ladies and gentlemen, here is our aft air stair. Beautiful. Love the vomit-colored seats. I know it, man. It brings you right back to the old school. All right, this is actually that's the ductwork there for number 2 engine. Very cool. Is that a fire bottle? I wonder if these are fire bottles over here. All right, so our aft store. We're gonna do more cabin stuff. I don't want to show you too much. We're gonna do more cabin stuff here later in cruise. So let's just go ahead and do kind of our initial security check. Everything's powered up. We're getting ready for boarding. Those seats have old lady plastic over them. Oh yeah. Look at the carpet and everything too. See how boxy everything is? Look at the overheads are all boxed and squarish. The windows are a little bit more squared. Now I tell you what, these seats are probably way more comfortable than modern day aircraft seats. I can tell you that. Did they use this for prisoner transports? They used to. Yeah, they used to use a bunch of different airplanes. They use MD-80s, 727s, DC-9s. Multiple aircraft used for passenger transport. Does that say in use? Oh, hello. Oh my gosh, you can actually change the... I guess I should have knocked. You should always knock before opening the lavatory. Okay, we'll have to play with that later. I haven't messed with anything in the cabin there. That's funny. Smells like my grandma, so drip coffee, artificial coffee sweetener, and cigarettes. Hey, that's about right, Steven. That's about what I smell as well. All right, well, that's a cool little detail on the lav. I haven't really dove too much into the cabin. I want to save that for en route. So let's hop down. First things first, it's going to take a minute to align. So we're going to put you into standby. Let's go ahead and bring out our pause. This is our SIVA navigation system that we're going to get fired up today. Let me pull out the nav log that I have for our flight plan. And I guess what I should also do before we go fully heads down on that, everything is, aft stair is open, doors are open, we are ready to receive a boarding. Let's go to the options. We're SIVA Imperial, that looks good. Let's go to pre-flight. We're going to download our weight and balance, Simbri flight plans. We're going to start that real time, 13 minutes, 6 minutes for fueling. So that process is started. We'll go ahead and get rid of our paper EFB there, which is kind of a funny thing to say, but I really like that paper folder, if you will. Let's go ahead into the alignment position here. So we're going to be loading up at Pensacola. I'm just going to put the airport reference point here, not a gate, because I think I forgot to sync my nav charts anyway, but let's go ahead and throw this in here. We're going to be located at north 3028.4, insert west 8711. Oh, you know what? I also need to turn on decimal 2. 8711.2. That looks good. We'll put you into a line. Did I hit insert? I think I did, right? Insert. There we go. And one thing I always forgot to do, or our pre-flight there, get those master radio switches on as well. So our master radio switches are on. We are going to be in the alignment phase now. You'll see our desired track status is 9.5. We're going to wait for that to drop down to 0.5. You can also quick align this by clicking on the ready nav light, which we'll wait and see how long this takes here. We'll get the rest of the airplane set up, and if it's not ready, then we'll just manually align it. Let's go ahead and pull our standby ADI down here. That looks good. No ATC online. We do have an auto ATC squawk code of 0715, which is going to be on the overhead, actually, right? No? Squawk code 0715. Am I going crazy? Is it on the center pedestal? It's on the center pedestal. They move that? I feel like they used to be on the overhead. 0715. 0715 on. We'll just put you in the on out. I guess. Can I change it? Put you on mode for right now. Position A. I like this old flap card here. This is really neat. I wish this was functional. I love the look of this. I love the little model of this old school tube type radar here. Not functional. I think it would be cool if they could somehow make it functional, even if it just showed like default weather radar. It'd just be cooler than nothing, because it's a neat little box down there, pretty iconic of the old school 727 radar stuff. So I'm going to hop back over. Oops, sun's rising. I'm going to hop back over here, do some more work on the flight engineer panel here real quick, so we're all ready to go. So we're going to turn on the pack. We'll turn on We'll turn on the packs right now so we can get some air to the cabin. We will turn on the Gasper fan as well. Those are defaulted to full open. We're not going to run through all the flight engineer tests. We'll put these into rise. We'll go here. Battery is not draining. That looks good. I'll just keep you on the essential TR. Galleys 3 and 4 are off. That is all set up. Fuel pumps. You would do a valve check here. 1, 2, 3. Wait for them to extinguish. Boom, boom, boom. Very good. And then you could turn on one fuel pump. But well, I'd like to do both for engine start. So that looks good. Test the rest of our lights here. That looks good. No need to do the ground interconnect. Let's see if it works though. Let's open up the ground interconnect. There we go. Now we're getting pressure over to hydraulic system A. Really no reason to do this on the ground unless you're closing the gear doors, I guess. But this was something that was working, then bugged, and now it appears to be working again. So that's awesome. Ground interconnect is indeed working for the hydraulic system. Test our little warning lights here. That looks good. Do an oil quantity test. It'll ping them down to 0, bring them back up. That looks good. Wonderful. Pressurization, we're going to be flying at 330 today. So flight altitude, 33,000 feet, is going to be 4.8. Landing altitude in Miami is basically sea level. We'll call you 20 feet. So the standby altitude at 33 is 4.8. We'll set that. That's if the manual one were to fail. Or excuse me, if the automatic one were to fail, it'll pressurize to 4.8. That looks good. And if we run a check here, this will cycle the outflow valve. Very cool. So that looks good. That's cycling. You see we have 0 PSI here in the duct pressure, or in the manifold rather. That's very cool. That's the kind of a quirk there for the 17 they got fixed. So that looks good. Cycled that to close. We'll go back to auto. And this is a 3-position switch. Put you there. Looking wonderful. All right. Let's go ahead and continue loading up the INS. You can see it is aligning. We're at number 7 here. So I'm not going to lie. Smoking a cigar on this cruise sounds legit. Yeah, man. This old bird, kind of have to. All right. Let me go ahead and begin programming. I'm only going to program the VORs today, but we're going to be on several airways. We'll back them up with conventional nav as well. So real quick, I'm going to continue heads down here, and then I will be much more interactive with y'all, I swear. Just these old birds, you know, they take some setting up. So I hope you like snooping around the cockpit with me. So let's go ahead and move this to waypoint 1. We'll begin our programs here. We're going to, first waypoint is Crestview VOR, which is located north 3049.5, 3049.5, insert west 8640.7, insert. Waypoint 2 is going to be Mike Alpha India VOR, which is located north 3047.1, insert west. I'm getting these off Sky Vector, by the way. 8507.4, insert. Waypoint 3, I'm going to scroll all the way down on the airway to St. Pete VOR. So we're going to cut across the Gulf there. I don't know if this has DME drift. We're going to find out. St. Pete VOR located north at 2754.7, insert west 8241.0, insert. Waypoint 4 is Sarasota VOR, which is north 2724.4. Insert west 8233.8. Insert. Boom. Waypoint 5 is Dolphin, which is right there for the arrival into Miami, which is located north 2548.0. Insert west 8020. It's a good hamburger meat combo. 8020.9. Insert. And then waypoint 6 we'll throw in the final waypoint, Miami Airport. We'll throw that in there in case we get a direct to north 2547.7. Insert west 8017.4. Insert. Those are our waypoints. All 6 waypoints are set. Put you back on position 1. We'll take a look at the desired track status is continuing to align. That is wonderful. Gulf of what? Gulf of America. Josh FSD. Gulf of America, baby. All right, she's fired up. We are boarding and loading. We'll go ahead and get the no smoking. We'll get those on. We'll test these bulbs. You could actually do a... power on test. Okay. I think there was something in the changelog about that. I have to read that up on that. I have to read up how those test lights work. I mean, we're not too worried about window overheat, but I think I read something about that earlier. Probe heats. Those checks, we'll leave those off for right now. Speaker on or off? I guess we'll leave it off. All right. Speaker off, windshield wiper is set. We'll go ahead and arm the anti-skid. And we're just about ready to go. Let's load up some perf data in the old box here. This is finished. So we got 4 minutes left. We're going to run our takeoff speeds later. Our flight page here, we'll look at that en route. That's landing charts. Is this already synced up? I don't know if it is. Unauthorized. Well, we're not at Tampa. I put the wrong airport in there anyway. KPNS. Unauthorized, but do you give me charts? No. Navigraph. I think maybe I needed to set it up. I'm not sure why I can't pull the charts from there. Is there like a sign-in page? Set night mode? Or maybe sign out and sign in again? Please sign in to authenticate. Okay, authenticate. Let me do that. Thank you, Ryan. Let me, or whoever said that. I'm going to do a little navigraph here. I think that's exactly what was needed. Kilo 6, Charlie Mike, Papa X-Ray, Juliet 6. Yeah. Allow it, baby. Alright, successfully allowed. Cool, let's see if we can pull out the PNS. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're cooking with gas now. Nope, Navigraph's not dead to me. The only thing I wish I could do, well, maybe it's my view. So default view is fine, but my save view is right here, a little bit closer to the panel. Makes it a little bit hard. I wish I could move this, or like move it up here, or be able to click it down here when you're programming stuff. Other than that, though, I really like this old school folder deal, because this is, even though it's electronic, right? We're on a computer. This is technically an EFB. But this is kind of like having your flight charts you already picked out for the route of flight, and you're getting them set up. So Pensacola, what else can we pull out? We're not on a departure. Let me look real quick, make sure there's no, yeah, there is no SID, so we don't even need anything else. I can even pull up Miami if I want to, get ahead of the game here. I'll pull out the 10-9. Airport info, parking bays. Oh, I wish it showed you which one it is. Is it airport info, 10-9? That's the one I want. Beautiful. And then we're coming down the Palms arrival, which is a non-RNAV arrival, which we are not RNAV capable. Even though we have the INS, we're not filing RNAV capability today. For simplicity. There we go. So actually, once we nav our way to St. Pete, that's one of our waypoints, we'll be able to just conventional nav all the way down into Miami. So look at that. All the charts are already pulled out and tabbed. I love that. Let's go back to the pre-flight. Almost done loading. About another minute to finish that alligator geographically inverted. About another minute. Oh, look at that. That is so good. All right. Heads down mode completed. What's going on? Welcome in, chat. Did somebody say Jeppesen on a Kindle? Oh, dude. Hit the like button if you remember the Kindle. We are looking at the future of electronic paper. I know the Anibuild's P40 has an iPad in it. Does it really? Well, maybe it's, you know, a modern. I think Fly Navy has an iPad in his T6. I don't know. He has a 430 in there. Talk about wrong. It's e-paper. There you go. It's e-paper. This is the 200F with passenger delivery or beta. No, this is the actual passenger version. Speaking of, let's go ahead and bind the other window views here. This is a full-blown cabin, so I'm going to bind the other window views. We're going to come into here, and we're going to do full-blown cabin tour as we get up to cruise. But I kind of want to hack some window views here. That's a good window view there for leading edge. We'll do that one there. Let's run to the back. We'll do a trailing edge. Don't mind me, don't mind me. We'll come along here. How about here? Is this a good spot? This looks pretty juicy right here. Zoom in there. Oh, somebody's pushing back right now. We'll do a save view here. And then we'll do one further back where your ears would not be very happy. All the way back. Oh, we got to close up that DB Cooper door here. Little aft galley. I love that. Oh! What's in there, I wonder? We'll have to check all this out here a little bit later on. I guess it's about as far, but that's the last window seat we got, so we'll put it right here. Trailing edge window. Love it. Saved. Hello, V1 Sim. Are we doing the official launch, the 7.2 passenger version for one a video in this one, the colors of Avianca Bogota to Miami? Maybe, Juan. Maybe we might do some. We might do some additional flying when it officially drops. I'd like to. I'd like if they get that American livery tweaked out. Definitely, man. Definitely. Let me get the CTAF here for Pensacola. What is it going to be? 18 something. 19.9er. I keep forgetting to use. Can I use these? Oh, I can. I can use my radio panel, my SATEC. 19.9er VHF COM 1 is set, and I think we're looking pretty good. We're almost fully aligned. I tell you what, since we are all finished loading, let's go ahead and just quick alignment. So we'll download the current winds and temps. Winds are 059 at 10. So let's blast off of runway 8. Okay. Pensacola traffic radio check. Radios are not on. Pensacola traffic radio check.
555.
There we go. It's a big help when you turn your actual radio on. You guys plan on runway 8 for departure?
35.
Bros, we'll plan 8. All right, we'll plan runway 8 for departure. Let me go ahead and do this. Come here, and we're going to throw our final weights in there. So, perf takeoff. I love these flip charts. Runway 8 for departure. We've already synced this. 3019 Magic Barrel Ref. Flaps 15 is what we're planning. We'll set EPR, and we will set the speeds. 34, 34, 48. 197.15 MMS. 0. Is that clean? I guess. Oh, clean speeds. Yeah. So 5.2 and clean 207, 67, 97. Basically got to clean up by 207 knots. EPR and trim. Looking off our takeoff EPR 1.99 is a set once, twice, and thrice. Now, one thing I want you to pay attention to here, as I bring up the secret cams today, and I will talk a little bit more about our Boeing tiller here, which is absolutely juice, exclamation point tiller, brand new from Cat 3 Design, 737 style tiller, check them out. When I was watching, when I was sick the other day, I mean, I literally was on my back all day in bed. I was watching a ton of YouTube videos on 727s, just flying stuff, right? I noticed on a lot of takeoffs, the takeoff position was about like that up forward. So that number 2 engine, because of the S-duct, the EPR, to get the same EPR, the position on the Quadrant is actually a little bit different. And I always knew it was kind of asymmetric, but this, I've noticed, I didn't realize it was that significant. It's about 1 throttle handle width forward. That's about the takeoff setting. So we'll monitor that when we set our takeoff thrust today. We'll see if that's simulated or not for the number 2 engine there with the S-duct. So no ATC online. We'll set a top altitude, flight level 330. 33 is set, and I'm ready to go. So let's go ahead and do ready nav, 0 for 5, move you over to nav position, beautiful, distance time, 03, 34 miles, that checks. That first waypoint of Crestview VOR is going to be 15.9er. Let's throw you in nav 1. 15.9. The second VOR is Mike Alpha India, which is 14 nothing. I'll put you on the standby 1 and active 2. 14.0. And then since we have it, we'll throw St. Pete 16.4 in here as well. All right, it's all 4 nav radios. No ADF is required. Excellent. All right, here's ready to go. Let's go ahead and close that up. Let's go ahead and get the beacon light on. Let's go ahead and close up all the rest of the doors. We got to shoot back to the DB Cooper door here real quick. We're going to shoot back here and close you up. Gosh, my key bindings are reversed for 2020. Drives me nuts. Where are you at? Where's that lever at? There you are. Pull up these doors. Wonder if the 1011 are the same issue with number 2. I think it did. Yo, back in the 727, how's 2020 treating you? Coder, I've noticed one thing. My performance in 2020 is nowhere near what I'm getting in 24. It's actually quite awful. And it's not an FSS thing. I've tried a bunch of different aircraft. All right, door is closed and locked. Excellent. We'll go ahead and run back to the front here, because if I don't, that camera is going to be sitting in the aft cabin the whole way. So I noticed 2020 perf for me is just compared to 24. But it may just because I've spent, the last few months tweaking and setting 24 up perfectly. Jesse, what's up, man? Welcome in. It said 200-F in the EFB. Oh, does it really? Oh, we'll probably have to bring that up with FSS. So I'm sure they'll address that. Cool little plexiglass paneling right there. All right, back into our cockpit here. Where does it say 727F? I'm curious. Oh, yeah, it does. 727F. I'm sure they can do a little fix on that. All right, now they do have crew manager, which I'm gonna try not to use for right now, but let's go ahead and close. Chocks, remove. Boarding stair, remove. Forward entry, close. Remove, please. Thank you. Put you back on takeoff. Get rid of you. All right, cockpit to ground. We're going to do an engine start here at the gate. We're doing a power back because there's no other way to push back from the gate in a 727. We'll go ahead and kill the galley power. We're going to kill the packs. We're going to get our bleed pressure up. That means you're ready for start. If you have pressure in the manifold, that means you're ready for engine start. It means your packs are off. So that is set. Fuel pumps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is checked. Our valves are all set. Hydraulics, we'll leave them on for start. That looks good. fuel is set. And we're going to start them up. Now, we're going to start them up with the windows open. One thing I have noticed, and I'm not 100% sure, I feel like they tweaked the sounds a little bit. And I feel like I miss the old sounds. You guys let me know what you think. Let's go ahead and spool them up. Now, I also know Aero Supra does 1, 2, and 3, so that's what we're going to do today. So we'll go ahead and start number 1. Grounding 1. Here we go. We'll monitor from inside. There's our rotation. Fuel. Light off. Yeah, we're doing a power back, Josh. There's no other way to push back from the gate with a 727. I don't know. That still sounds pretty good. Remember, this is a different version. Maybe it's a different version than I had earlier. Stabilized. Go ahead and ground number 2. Now, outside, I think they need adjusting. Can't even really tell that number 1 is running. Maybe. Yeah, a slight little light off front would be nice. I'm going to go ahead and close up shop here. It's going to get pretty loud. Now, outside, or up front, it's very quiet. Outside, it should be pretty deafening. There's our light off. We'll monitor. Oil lights out. There's a rollback. N1 is coming up into the green. Beautiful animation on the gauges. I love that. It's ground 3. See if we can hear any difference here. So we're starting the engine back here inside. I'll tell you what, we'll hit the fuel and we'll go right back to that window seat. Pretty much motoring. I can hear it. I just think maybe a few level tweaks, you know, on the internal. With the window open up front, it sounds great. The window open up front's my favorite. Now we go to outside. And it just needs to be tweaked, you know. The sucker should be pretty dang loud from the outside view. All right, we've got 3 good starts. Everything is stabilized. We'll go ahead and go 1, 2, 3. Probe heats are coming on. That looks good. Everything is good on that panel. Coming over to the flight engineer panel. 1 is for free. We'll close you. 1, 2, 3. We'll put you back down to high end for the high temps. Okay, so we're going to go generator 1. Beautiful. Gen 2, we're going to go ahead and sync. Gen 3. We are closed up. That looks good. I'll put you back on Gen 2. Put you on Gen 2. Galley power 1, 2, 3, and 4 all coming back on. That looks good. Let's go ahead and now you can see we have, let's see here. We should get, yep, reduced pressure, but we still have pressure in the manifold now with the engines running. So, very cool. This is correct now. I like that. We'll kill number 2 and the APU bleed, though. That we don't need those. Packs are on. That all looks good. 330, we're in ground mode auto. That checks. No longer need the APU. We'll go ahead and we'll trip and off. We'll close the cabin door. Cabin door is closed, and we're going to go ahead and do a pushback here. Pensacola traffic, Palm 357, power back, gate 9. All right, so before we do the flaps, we're going to release the brakes, and we're going to pop this sucker in reverse. Here we go. Love it. We only need to go back about one airplane length. We can make that turn out. That looks good. Let's go ahead and set the brakes. Brakes are set. We're going to be flaps 15. 1, 2, 5, 15. I am using the Blackbird Controls 727 flap and speed brake and throttle quadrant. Highly, highly recommend if you even think about flying 727. You pick up this throttle quadrant here for your Bravo because it is so immersive. It just adds that extra level of juice. All right, flaps are set. RTO on the overhead. Beacon nav, that is good. Taxi coming on soon. Trims are set. Let's go. Brakes release. Takeoff config. Check. That looks good. Pensacola traffic. Palm 357 taxi runway 8. All right, so taxi lights coming on. Let's make a sharp left turn out of here. Here we go.
Traffic, Delta 714, right, taxiing runway 8 behind the 27 land also.
Brian V, no, not on this engine. The reversers are internal cascades, so we do not have the clamshells on this version.
And Pensacola Am Flight 565, we taxiing behind that other 728.
AM flight. So it looks like I noticed we actually are picking up the VOR on the ground here. That's good. Let's go ahead and just center the needle. Brake check, that looks good. And I'm going to actually show you all the crew engine, flight engineer here as we taxi out. So I would say similar to the Felis 747, you do have an automated crew manager here. So I'm going to have him run a couple things automatic here. PAX temperature. I'm going to leave my airspeed bug to me because I don't want him messing my airspeed bugs. And he's also going to set the EPER limits. Fuel heat and engineer voice is on. So we've already done pre-flight before start. Let's go ahead and run the after start. I think he's going to mess with some stuff. Hopefully he doesn't mess with too many of my switches.
Beacon light on. DC power check.
Pensacola traffic Delta 3520, departing runway 35, runway.
Jonathan Paulman,
Hydraulic system.
thank you for the $10, or excuse me, the 10 gifted memberships. Mr. Paulman,
Emergency exit lights are.
really appreciate that. Thank you so much, sir. If you pick up membership from Jonathan Paulman, make sure you shout him out, say thank you.
Compass are set to normal. Alternate flaps hold. Engine and weight anti-ice hold. Flight control shutoffs on. Anti-skid check and off. Comparators checked.
See, he shuts my anti-skid off. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I should have just done the taxi check.
Ground proximity warning system check.
Jonathan says, for sure, keep up the great work and bringing aviation to all generations. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, Jonathan.
Airspeed warning check. Yaw dampers on. Spoilers to 10. Flight director check.
Noah Miller, absolutely. The American livery had some discrepancies, so some door issues. So I'm waiting for them to tweak that, and then we'll do the American ops. Oh, didn't mean to pop the window there. Sorry, chat.
Flaps 15. EPR is set. 1 decimal. Niner, niner. Trim is set. 0 decimal. 07. Probe heat on. Air condition check and set. Taxi checks complete.
All right, before takeoff, let's run it.
Or take all checks started.
I already had that set, bro.
Ignition set to continuous.
That I did not have set.
Essential power on Gen 3.
Oh, it's Gen 3?
Anti-skid is on.
That's my bad. I thought it was Gen 2.
Strobe lights on. Landing lights on. Taxi lights on.
Had to pop the window out, toss the cigarette out the window. Just 727 things. Hey, AJ. Absolutely. Thanks for the 29 months support. Daggone, 29 months support. Thanks, AJ.
Boost pump all on. And cross lead number 2. Oil cooler on. Air condition check and set.
I kind of feel like
Still traffic up 3520, climbing through bypass.
I kind of feel like it's a little bit of a miss on the voice. I don't know if it's the recording or the audio of the recording, but I feel like it needs to be, it could be tweaked. I think I like this crew manager. You guys know I love the crew manager type system we have in the Felis. I think either the audio levels of the voice recording or who did the voice recording not quite gruff enough. You know, you need like taxi light check, flight directors check. You know, you need a little bit more like So maybe it could be tweaked in the future, maybe not. I don't know. Just kind of my observation. All right, so crew manager is set before takeoff. Let's go ahead and do this thing. Pensacola traffic, Palm 357, departing runway 8. Be a left turn out to the northeast. Pensacola traffic. All right, brakes released. Let's go. Are they released? No, they were never set. Goodness. All right, here we go. Oh, wow, look at all that traffic. Again, if you want to check out the any of the hardware that I'm using on this 727 flight, I get a lot of comments after the stream. It's all in the description. Cat 3 design tiller and the Blackbird controls 727 levers. I am really liking this tiller. This might be my favorite. You see, this is a 737 model. It's a new model from Blackbird or from Cat 3. But I've noticed a lot of some of the older Boeings, like the 7.2, even the RJ85 has a similar shaped tiller. So if the Airbus tiller wasn't your jam, maybe this one is. He has the lack of emotion that AI voice generation has. Yeah, exactly. Is it? I don't think it's AI generated. Do you though? I think it might just be a little lack of emotion in the voice. I don't know. Just a small observation. Okay, here we go. I'm going to see real quick, though, for juice lights. Wing lights should be on. If I turn the fluorescent off... Hold on. I'm just trying to adjust my forward panel lights here for max juice. There we go. That's better. All right. No flight direct takeoff. That's fine. We're going to get our heading bug synced in here. Sorry, guys. Taking my hot minute on the runway. I cannot move my heading bug with the Honeycomb Bravo without using SPAD, so it's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and get the yoke cam set in here now. We're ready to go. So we're looking for 1.9 on the EPR. Now we're going to pay attention to the number 2 throttle position. That's pretty good. Actually, a little bit too far. Come back. Come back. Look at that. That's pretty bang on. Power set. So they got that. They got that EPR model. That's very cool. 100 knots. Check. Rotate. Don't hit the tail. Positive brake. Here, fly with. Yeah, it needs to be more deafening on the outside for sure. Love that smoke effect though. Love that smoke effect. We'll run it up here through 1,000 feet, and then we'll run the after takeoff checks.
After takeoff checks. Ignition set to off. Landing lights off.
Pensacola traffic, there's a tunnel reporting to runway 8.
I'm just going to kind of direct myself here to the VOR. We'll give ourselves a direct 2 essentially, and then we'll go back on the INS nav as we clean her up. Love the flap sounds. Love the flap sounds. Alright, we're pretty much synced up. We're naviging. It hand flies so nice. Now I am using the Brunner with a really nice force feedback profile from Team Vodka, and I gotta tell you, it is nice. This airplane hand flies so nicely. My lack of tinnitus means the sounds need some work. Got the hydraulic 1 set, looking good. Before we get too crazy here, I'm gonna trim it out. We'll do an IAS climb. We'll get the autopilot going. I don't want to get the autopilot on just yet. Let's just hand fly. So we are 28 miles from there. That checks with our SEVA. So we are looking good. I guess we can go ahead and go, we'll throw this up here just for a reference. Get our flight director up.
Full traffic, radio trig.
Loud and clear. Climb power is set. 1.88, 1.91 on the middle. Gonna tweak number 1 there. Yes, this is a very environmentally friendly aircraft. Alright, she's trimmed out in the slot. Let's go ahead and do a couple things. Let's go autopilot on, alt, cell, heading select, IAS hold. So now that's going to put us at a 250 knot. I was a little bit late there, 255 knots. It's okay, it's 1980, they can't tell. We're doing a 260 knot climb out. We're in heading select. Now we're going to switch to INS nav. And how we're going to do that is I'm going to double check. The desired track right now is 049. So let's do waypoint change 01. That's a direct to insert. 049 on the track is what she should steer. We're going to bring the autopilot to aux nav selected. Now it's not going to mind what you have set here, which is nice. Before this it used to lock you out, which it doesn't lock you out anymore. So course is about 049 on the SEVA, and that's what she's tracking. Now I'm not quite sure what you would throw the flight director mode into, because it doesn't seem to want to track the SEVA, which maybe it's just a heading track. That I'd have to do some more reading on that. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought my screen froze. Alright, I'm going to turn the sim down a little bit. Put on our noise-canceling headphones. There's 10,000 feet. At 10,000 feet, I'm going to switch to vertical speed, and I'm going to lower the nose. And I'm going to accelerate here a little bit more. We no longer need this. We'll get rid of our paper charts. Out of 10,000, the rest of our lights are coming off. Turn-offs are coming off. Strobe nav beacon, wing is off, and logo is off. That all looks good. Make sure the flight engineer threw us into flight mode. He did. The cabin is climbing, so that is good. We'll lower the vertical speed just a hair more. And then once we get about 270, 280, we'll IAS hold it one more time. Got to run to a meeting. Catch the rest on the way home tonight. Take it easy, Tango Kilo. All right, that looks good. We'll go ahead and go back to IAS hold. And we are cooking with gas, chat. There she is. 727 up and running. Environmentally friendly, as all the wildlife can hear it from 50 miles away and clear the area is to not be affected by the pollution. Yeah, that's about accurate. That's about accurate. Turn down my headphones a little bit. Back in 2020, midday with no clouds. This ought to be interesting. Well, let's see how it handles the waypoint change here. Here's the alert. This is one thing I have not tested, is an actual waypoint change here between with the autopilot on. We'll see how it handles this. I have the smoke trail likes the buff. Shedding interior, hoping that FlyJ Sim will release the 727 for X-Plane 12 at some point. Well, I heard it's not forgotten. It's just been slowed. There's been some health issues with the lead dev there at the FlyJ Sim. Jack, I believe is his name. So, yeah. One thing that I really liked about the FlyJ was when you went to outside view, you had to turn your sim down. I feel like it's kind of the opposite. I almost have to turn the sim up when I go to outside view. Now that may be, I don't know if Microsoft has got some strict requirements, if they're going to sell this on the Microsoft Store or anything like that. I think there's going to be some audio requirements. That may be why it's so quiet, but yeah, it should be pretty deafening. Wow, we're getting a waypoint change. Excellent. 1 to 2. The new track is roughly 09 or 1. So I'm just going to use the course line as my my heading and course line here. There's 18,000 feet. We'll set standards. STDs are set once, twice, and thrice. And we're doing 727 things, chat. We are looking real good. Engine check here, 211, 214. I guess we could bump them up if need be. Let's run them up a tad. We want to be careful though. Look at our N1. Look at our percent N1 there. Let's gotta bring that back here. Number 2 is a little bit high. I'm not sure what he's setting then. If he set the bugs at 211, I'm not sure where he's getting that data from. I'll get number 1 up here a little bit more. Should be about 92% N1. 92, 94% N1, I think. Ballpark. Fuel flows look good. Exhaust temps look good. I'm going to keep you in heading mode. I almost want to just turn the flight director off, because if you can't link the flight director to the aux nav, there's really no sense in having it on, to be honest with you. So I'm going to turn it off. Teach us bad habits. My steerman instructor said yesterday, as a captain, a 727, he said, other than the steerman, the J3 Cub, that was his favorite airplane. Oh yeah, Jonathan Paulman, that's fantastic. Oh, you're the one that posted the picture of the Cub doing spin training yesterday. That's awesome, man. Well, congrats. Yeah, the 727, I have never met anybody who has flown the 727 that didn't say it was their favorite or one of their favorite airplanes they've ever flown. If I could do one type rating for fun, it would be a 727 type rating. I would have loved to experience this airplane from a pilot standpoint. It just seemed like it was really a pilot's airplane, you know. Captain, I'm cautiously optimistic about 24. Sim update 2 installed today, and the first two flights were really smooth. No stutters, and much better FPS. Still running RTX 3090. Hey Nick, well thanks for the report, man. Good to hear it. We might have to be checking it out here sooner than later, because we've had a couple of our own stutters in Sim Update 1.
That's
It's almost like
crew track 269 crossing over 35.
It's almost like when they're working on a new update, the current version that you're on gets borked to force you to update. That's my tinfoil hat theory. That's my tinfoil hat there. All right, we're basically pulling away from number 1. That's fine. So I'm going to throw 14, and we're probably not going to pick up 14.0 for a while. How far out are we on the SIVA? On our SIVA, it says we're 58 miles. Yeah, we're probably. It's a middle VOR. I don't think we're ever going to pick it up, or it might even be a low class VOR. I just have it as a waypoint. Let's see if override works. Nothing in override. But to make it a little bit easier, let's flip you over to 14, nothing. We'll keep the course line set where we're nabbing. 24.3 up to 330. How do we feel about Greenland? What? Uh-oh. Oh, weather reload? Are we getting some chop now? I don't know what's going on. Flew through an area of some turbulence there. Oh, do I have that real cat on? I gotta make sure that's off. I do. Ugh, I have real cat turbulence on. Let's go ahead and exit that. Hopefully it doesn't crash my sim. Evening V1, I was wondering how pilots in the U.S. calculate takeoff performance when doing intersection departure with the takeoff remaining available and not on any charts. Aaron, so everybody that does it, that I know, we use some type of takeoff software, and it will take into account whatever intersection you put in there. So if you put in 17 right DFW at Echo Golf, it will come back automatically with the remaining distance. It will have a takeoff shift. Everything is automatically calculated. As long as you put the intersection in when you send for perf data, it'll come back with that intersection. And the Airbus, it makes it real easy. You just look at the takeoff shift numbers in the FMC, and it'll show you that how many feet you've taken off from the takeoff runway. Turbulence going over those big mountains of Florida. I know, Brian V. Matty K, what's up? YouTube is dead to me. Won't let me drop any membership bonuses and cannot communicate with payment methods. Maybe it locked you out because you've been so generous, Matty K. No worries, man. Thank you for all the support, dude. Appreciate you. That whining you hear is the hydraulic pump, which I still think it's a hair too loud. It's about the same as it was on the 727 freighter. I thought maybe the freighter was that loud because there's really no insulation back there. But I don't know. Did anybody ride on the window view in a 727? Do you hear that hydraulic pump? What airframe did I do my multi on? Piper Seminole, PA-44. PA-44, Piper Seminole. I know it may be taboo, but is this beauty coming to Xbox? I do not believe so. I do not believe so. Now, there is some additional info that if you don't already know, that I can share with you regarding the freighter version. Trying to see where it was here. Yeah, release date April 17th between 20 and 14Z. Here we go. Pricing, for those that are curious about the pricing, is the same as the freighter version. Prices may vary slightly depending on the store, generally around 40 euros. Please note that the passenger version will be a standalone product and does not require the freighter version to work. So this is a standalone product. You don't need the freighter version. It's not an expansion pack. For as far as discounts are concerned, existing customers of the freighter version will receive 20% cross-grade discount for non-marketplace purchases only. So this is available on Marketplace. So that means that that's probably why the sounds are so quiet on the outside, because they have to be compliant, I think. At launch, the aircraft will always be available at first at Aerosoft, shortly followed by Contrail, and usual shops follow 1 to 2 weeks later. Marketplace will follow 2 to 3 months later. The 2024 version compatibility, yes, compatible 24 can be installed via the Contrail. Please note that it only works in Sim Update 2 Beta. Really? I don't remember reading that. I don't know if that's still accurate. Then I might have to go to Sim Update 2 Beta and try it. Mustafa, good to see you, man. I was actually listening to some of your stream on the way into the office this morning. How you doing? Yes, I had the airspeed over warning, Mustafa. Yeah, I had that on my very first beta. I was talking to Carson about it. He basically sent me a sound file that just removed the overspeed warning sound. But yeah, it's reversed. Like, because it spring loads to center, right? Which is the off sound, but the sound is on when it's spring loaded to center. So the whine is fuel pumps? No, the whine is hydraulics. Watch. So I'll kill B, and the sound goes away. See, that's what I feel like it should sound like. I feel like that's more realistic. Now, do we really need System B? Probably. We'll turn it back on. And we turn System B back on. Doesn't seem to be whining. That's weird. Was that a sound glitch? Nope, there it is. System B is coming back on. I just don't know if it's that particularly loud. I did a hold. Should be lining back up with you from the right. All right, Zippy. Sounds good, man. Messing with my Moza yoke yesterday. Seems all right, but the yoke itself with the joysticks ain't it. What do you mean, Oscar? Oh, you mean the actual yoke, like the grip part of the yoke? It's not your favorite, huh? That's kind of what I thought initially, dude, when I was first looking at that Moza yoke. Oh, looks like we are picking up our number 2 VOR. Look at that. Pretty sweet. Now, is there a DME update mode? I don't want to mess with it. We just flipped it from 2 to 3. I don't think we need it. It's a short flight. So now we're going 2 to 3. And the next track outbound is going to be 143. Mustafa, if you're still here, do you know if the SIVA drives the flight director at all? I don't think it does. Like, there's no... I think you would just have to keep the flight director in heading mode, I'm assuming. And sync up your heading bug with your pitch bar. I don't think the INS can drive the flight director. Okay, it does not. Alright, that's... My assumption has been confirmed. Thank you. 1,000 feet to level off. I did find out that when the cabin call goes off, you click on the phone on the back of the pedestal, according to Martin. Didn't have a chance to try it though. Do you know how? No, I didn't get. There's a phone back here, like a cabin call phone. Oh, this thing. No, I've never been called by the cabin. I haven't been called by the cabin. Oh, now my SIVA seems to be going a little off course here. Let's see. Desired track 143. Where are you going? Making me nervous. Maybe we got a crosswind up here. What are our winds? We should have a wind. 281 at 58. Ah, that would make an adjustment. What is our ground track? Ground track 153. Okay. Interesting. We'll just let it navigate. Let's see what happens here. I turned on cabin crew on the paper EFB. Oh. Cabin crew. Options. Oh, I don't have that. Let's see. Where was that? Do you remember? Cargo. Charts. No, that's just my charts. Under aircraft. Do you see it? Am I in the wrong area? Maybe they pulled it on this one. I updated right before I went live, Mustafa, with Beta 9. I think this is Beta 9. And I still had that sound bug, so that still hasn't been addressed yet. Second page. Maybe they changed this, though, because I don't see it on here. Nav equipment, SIVA. Yeah, this is the options page. Maybe you have a different version than I do. 109 Beta 7. Might be a different option. Yeah, I didn't get any cabin calls, though, on this one. But that's good to know. All right, we leveled at 330. Goodness, we're about to overspeed. So, Arasukra's auto throttle is the flight engineer. I don't have one of those. Let's go ahead and engage one. Auto throttle engaged. I'm going to set a speed bug reference. It's not going to follow this bug, but it's just going to be a reference for me. So, auto throttle is engaged. I'll put altitude hold mode on for the pitch, and I'm just going to sync the heading bug so my flight director looks somewhat normal. And we should be navving. So you're now free to move about the cabin. Smoke them if you got them. We don't need any more dome lights. We'll go ahead and turn the dome light off. We'll turn the fluorescent light off. We are looking good, chat. We'll do a little cabin tour here. Let's just monitor wing view for another minute or so, and then I'll go back up front, and then we will do a cabin, full-blown cabin tour. You were on beta 5. Maybe they adjusted it, pulled it for right now. Is that realistic for the 727 for the SIVA not to drive the flight director? I believe so, Shakovic. I'd have to double check though. I don't know. Mustafa, do you know? I think that is normal. Yeah, I'm sure you could there's probably some option out there that does. I mean, who knows? There's airplanes, got so many different airplanes, so many variants. If you ain't clacking, you're slacking. That's right, Mr. Martini. Yeah, see, that hydraulic whine is a little aggressive for me. All right. We are altitude hold out over the Gulf. Our next waypoint, waypoint 2 to 3, is about 20 minutes out. I think it's time for a full-blown cabin tour. We can take our time. Let's go ahead and hop on back to the cabin. Gosh, I have to set my view keys in. What does this do? Oh no, did I tell me I didn't just open the freaking door? Okay, I think I clicked through. Oh, I'm glad it doesn't allow you to open that. Mustafa, did you know this though? You can toggle the occupied. How freaking cool is that? All right, let's go in. Let's do our lavatory excursion though. Let's do our traditional lavatory excursion. Oh, there's a little rose in here. That's nice. Okay, soap, water, sink. This is a nice lavatory. The old school paper towel holder. Yeah, in modern day, that'd be all over the floor because nobody has manners anymore. Ooh, we can lift the lid. We can't lift the seat. Wife won't be too happy about that. Can we flush? Oh, it's flushable. Hey. Hey, chat, we have a flushable lavatory. Finish our stuff here. Now, it is slightly concerning to me that we are starting to get flushable lavs. We can't wash our hands. It seems a little bit dangerous. But pretty nice lav, highly detailed. Come in here, do your business. Oh, we should have closed the door because we're occupied. And then we open it. Ah. All done. We'll go ahead and close it back up. Thank you. Yeah, that's a really good sound. That's a really good sound file for that door too. What's this little gadget down here? Call system. What do you do? I'm scared to click on things. Oh, work light. Must be for nighttime. All right, cool. There's the flashlight, flight attendant jump seat. Very cool. I like this plexiglass thing right here. Look how much space you had. It's all about luxury back then. All about luxury. It was a privilege to fly, chat. It was a privilege to fly. It still is, except everybody thinks it's their right to fly now. Let's see. More window lights here. Cool. We'll leave those off. Forward galley. Old school. Got the sink. Coffee pot. Looks like the green lights are on, so it's brewing. Can't modify it though. That looks good. We do have a coffee pot. That is important. Cloth seats. You smell the cabin. Oh yeah, you can smell. Anybody who's been on this here, this right here, this like color scheme and this wavy, gravy 90s, 80s thing, you know exactly what this feels like and smells like in here. Insane. Blast from the past. These big square overhead bins. So that's first class. How many seats they got in here? So that's 6 rows, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 up here in first class. What do we got behind the seats? Come down here. Ooh, safety on board, Boeing 7. Ooh, it even says Air Florida. Now everyone can go. Very cool. Miss the burn marks. Yeah, well, there's your ashtrays in the seats. Look at that. There's your ashtrays. push here. Remember they used to have like, so it was like a lid. It was like a metal lid, and then you would push and it would flip it up. I remember playing with that all the time as a kid. Now it gets much tighter. How's that legroom for you, geographically inverted? Now we've entered the more go series of seating. Actually, bulkhead seat, that's the worst one you can get. This one actually has a little bit more legroom. Bulkhead, no bueno, though. Yeah, Alan back. This is straight up 70s, 80s, man. Over the wing view, direct shot. I do like the direct shot over the wing view here. But yeah, see that hydraulic, I think that hydraulic needs to be dialed back about 80%. I've been saying that since the freighter version. I thought the freighter version, that it might be realistic because there's no insulation. We have another loo back here. Oh no, this isn't a loo. What is this? We have, I guess, a flight attendant closet. Another aft galley. We powered up the galley here. Pretty nicely detailed, gotta be honest with you. It looks pretty good. Looks clean, looks crisp. I like it. Sat back in the JT8 view seats a few times. Oh yeah, well in the MD-80s, man. Right here. You would be tinnitus confirmed. I have some tinnitus confirmed from this seat right here, 100%. Only was an 80, not a 727. But yeah, confirmed tinnitus. What's behind the closet? Ah, crew closet. That's where you put your bags. Crew bags, probably. That all looks good. Another loo. Ah, this one doesn't have a let you know you're in here. Ooh, this one's a little bit different. No, we're out of paper towels. We got lotion in this one. Where's water when you need them? New style sink. Flushable. Yep. Hey, pro tip. Always close the lid before you flush it on an airplane. The amount of particulates that get blown up into the air when you flush with the lid open is a no bueno. So, pro tip. Come back for more. b1sim.com. Alright, here we go. Close that. That looks good. This is a pressurized bulkhead, if I'm not mistaken. Is it pressurized? F it. We'll find out. Okay, so this is pressurized. Are we losing pressurization? Because how did DB Cooper get out if it wasn't pressurized? TBD. I wish I knew that yesterday, says Andre. Yeah. Look at that. Pretty cool. I mean, we have to... I wish there was a DB Cooper video we could watch, more work lights, while doing a long haul or something, because it'd be pretty cool to see. What's in here? Anything? No, just another closet wall type thing. But yeah, a very nice cabin. I mean, I will say it is a very nice cabin. I am A-okay with it. Pretty good performance in the cabin as well. So I'm all for getting the frames and not losing all of my perf to, you know, flip every seat back, display open, and buckle the seat belts, etc. So I'm pretty happy with the cabin. I think the windows are okay. They're pretty good. Maybe the glass. I'm starting to not like collision models. I don't know why. I'm not a dev, so I don't know. But like on the fly-by-wire 380, they removed all the collision models. I really like that because it allows you to set perfect views everywhere. I don't know if there's a benefit to collision models or not, but it'd be nice to not. I'd like to see how you could have a collision there. Boom. But maybe the glass could use a little work, but other than that, looks really good. Looks really good. Oh, they flew down to 8,000 or 9,000? Ah. I remember when a British Airways 74 had to divert because someone took a poop that smelled so bad nobody could stand it. Yeah, I remember when a Delta 350 had to divert after taking off at Atlanta because they had a poo emergency down the aisle and diarrhea all along the floor. So when you gotta go, you gotta go. No shame, but they had to come back to Atlanta. And apparently you could still smell it in that airplane. That's a biohazard hazmat issue. That was just, what, 2 years ago? I was in Atlanta when that happened. Gotta head off to work. Glad to catch you for a bit. Take it easy, Mustafa. We'll see you, man. Do the window shades work? I don't believe so. No, window shades do not work. Man, much more roomy up here. I like this. Get away from that whining sound, squid. Captain, the coffee's ready. Ooh, what do we have back here? FSS t-shirts. You know when Fly Navy is flying how? Oh, we got a dome light. We don't need that. Turn that off. Here's our fuel dump panel. Not dumping any fuel today, hopefully. Circuit breakers don't appear to be modeled. I don't think they were on the freighter. Sweet. How we looking? We're going, let's see, 87 miles, 9 minutes out, waypoint 2 to 3. We're cruising down the coast of Florida. Let's go outside and enjoy some outside views. Turn the sounds down. I don't know if you said or not, but do we have a date for the release date? Yeah, tomorrow is the planned release date. I'm not. That's if they're up on schedule, though. The last email I read said tomorrow between what, like tomorrow at some point, as long as they are on schedule for the release, it will be tomorrow. Wonder how much it cost for the divert. Must have been the most expensive cargo drop in history. Yeah, I'm sure it was a pretty penny. Absolutely. Did you hear about the Delta 76? Had the lav leak that disabled the flight controls. Ice got someplace it shouldn't have. That's scary. No, that is scary, Ryan. That's crazy. I did not hear about that. I believe it though. I remember Thanksgiving 3 years ago, or just before Thanksgiving, I was supposed to do a flight to Houston and back. It's when I was living in Atlanta, and our lav had frozen solid, the lav waste system. So the DMI, there was or the MEL rather, on it was that part of the lav system was broken, so every leg it was required to be fully drained. Well, the previous crew flew from LA to Detroit and then Detroit to Atlanta, and it was not drained and it froze. I think that's why it had to be drained every leg. So it froze completely solid. We ended up having to cancel after many many hours of being delayed, and maintenance was out there with broomsticks trying to de-thaw it. I got pictures of them. Like, it's disgusting. The whole poo line was frozen from the aft all the way to the forward lav. So I think there is some hazard with that if those lines get frozen. And that's why we had that MEL to drain it. But crazy, a leak you could definitely see. If the lines are freezing, if it's leaking somewhere it shouldn't be leaking, then yeah, no bueno. So does this bring our flushable lav tally to 2? I think it does, Greg. 722 and the A350. I'm liking it. Have I heard about the Martin McNally hijacking story? No, I haven't. That does not ring a bell, Alan. Is that on a 727 by chance? Lucas, you were referring to D.B. Cooper. He asked them to fly low and not pressurize the aircraft. Really? Old D.B. Cooper. You guys think he made it out? Think he made it alive, or you think he didn't make it? I think he survived. I think he survived the whole thing. Lived happily ever after, rode off into the sunset. The most gentlemanly hijacking. Most, as if that's a thing. Well, I'm actually more curious now that this is saying it's Sim Update 2 Beta compatible, because I gotta tell you, midday in 2020 is pretty mid. But daggone, that 7.2 looks juicy. All the chutes were sabotaged? No, I don't think so. Where'd you hear that, Josh? Aircraft began to drift to the right. Correction to the left was not possible. Flight crew contacted dispatch maintenance, reported jammed flight controls, and worked a related checklist. Wow. Oscar, you're having a buggy sim update too? I've had multiple people come in here and say that sim update 2 is not, that it's been super stable. I'm just going to wait. I'm probably not going to update just because, well, I say my sim has been really stable. We're having some stuttering issues on the ground, but I think that might be server related. I think that's true. I think that just has to do with streaming everything, like on the ground. So I don't know. I'm going to maintain sim update 1 for now. Probably not going to try the beta anytime soon. But we'll take a look here. We are approaching waypoint 2 to 3. Let me pull up my nav log. Got to do some waypoint checks here. So 1, 2, waypoint 3 is St. Pete, which is 16-4. We'll throw you active. See if we'll start picking St. Pete up yet. 16-4 will be on standby 1, and then also Sarasota will be 17-0. Let's see. Hey, we are picking up the St. Pete VOR. Imagine that. INS is doing a good job too. It's keeping us on track with the wind correction. Very cool. So I'm cross-checking our INS nav with our airway here. So we're on the airway. We're going direct to the St. Pete VOR. We're 37 miles out. We are looking good. Now, once we pick up St. Pete, we said we could also fly it all the way in if we wanted to via raw data. It'll be the St. Pete 173 to Sarasota Palms intersection, which is going to be identified off of the radial 281 from Dolphin. Looking for any altitudes here. I don't see any altitude constraints. But we'll probably cross. Looks like Miami departure's online. We hit St. Pete, we'll probably start stepping down about 24,000. Palms inbound is 50 miles. So Koofs, we really want to be about 10,000 feet at Koofs. Let me do some math here. Mickey G, what's going on, man? Actually, we don't even need to do mental math. Look at this. We'll go to our landing. We'll go to our flight page. Current altitude. Target altitude of 10,000 feet. Okay, and we'll go ahead. And no, I don't want to start it. Required distance, manage descent, and vertical speed value. How do I put in the vertical speed? Oh, I thought it would tell you the distance in foot per minute. What happened? You can see our burn fuel here. This is kind of cool. Left tank, right tank, center tank. 20 minutes flight log. I thought this would tell you when to start down. I'm used to anyway. What nav system we use after INS? Well, you had the LTN. Wow, we're going over Tampa right now. Hold on. Getting ready to go over Tampa. This is pretty cool. Air Florida over Florida. So you had the LTN, what, 92, 82? Which was like one of the very first early versions of an FMS. And then you started seeing FMSs. We're going to attempt to use the LTN in our next Felis flight. Now, this aircraft comes with multiple nav options. You got the GTNXI and you got the other FMS. They are currently working on those. So if you don't want to use the SIVA, there are additional nav options available. I'll show you those right here real quick. If you look under the options tab, you are going to have the 530 if you're super mid, the SIVA INS if you're hardcore, the GNS XLS, which is kind of like the modern. You could almost say that. I don't know what came first, the LTN or the GNS XLS, but It's basically an FMS. Mustafa was actually using it on his flight when I saw him streaming the other night or last night. He was using the GNS XLS navigation system. I'm not too familiar with it, but it does appear to be much newer and a little bit more user-friendly, I guess, than a SIVA. But what I love about the SIVA, man, it's so simple, but it works great. Like, once you figure out the SIVA, once you know what you're doing in the SIVA, it's a really great unit. So, but Mickey G's in the house. What's going on, man? We are back in Yellow Sim, Mickey G, and how mid is Yellow Sim? But I'll tell you what, Air Florida over Florida is not mid. Look at this. Air Florida over Tampa. There's Tampa right down there. Juicy. I had to wind the sim time back to early morning. I love that 727 profile. Come on, 3 engines for the win. 3 engines for the win. Look at that. Just a pretty bird. XNS GLS for the 7.2 is quite good. XLS was about 1999. It used to say in the copyright. Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's good to know. American Airlines Flight 119 727 from St. Louis to Tulsa. He was arrested after bailing out. Really? A prison break style. I'll have to look into that, Alan Black. That's crazy. Florida man right there chasing gators. Yeah. There's MacDill Air Force Base. And let's see, where's the bridge Southwest tried to land on? I think it was this one. Yeah, Southwest tried to land on this bridge here. We probably need to start thinking about our descent. Oh, wow, look, we got traffic behind us in formation. Look at that. Oh, I can't, when I zoom in, I can't see them. I see their beacons up there. Yeah, classic. I really enjoy this livery. I really do like this Air Florida livery. Liveries aren't fun anymore. You know that? They just aren't. They're either billboard style or they are just super mid. Like Southwest is billboard, Spirit's billboard, Frontier's billboard, American is mid, Delta's super mid, it's white. United is okay. I feel like all Delta liveries should be the like that anniversary 321 that they had. That one looks sweet. All right, we should probably think about starting to descend down here. Auto ATC. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and begin our descent. Let me double check our slant alpha nav though. So Alpha St. Pete, if we were to follow this to Sarasota, it'd be course 173, which we should be pretty close to being on. I'm going to leave it in SIVA nav. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Problem is, after Sarasota, we're going direct to Dolphin, and I'm going to have to change that. I think we're going to have to stay on the actual... We're going to stay on the actual arrival. So let's go ahead and fly it this way. We're going to take it off of SIVA nav. We're going to go nav loc mode. We're going to track to 173. And then Sarasota 17 nothing. Let's get you ready to go. 17 nothing. 17 nothing in nav 2. It's already picking you up. Beautiful. And then we're going to need to pick up Dolphin 13.9. So we are switching our navigation methods here off of the SIVA, because I was too lazy to program all those waypoints. We're just going to fly the approach, or the arrival rather. So we are inbound to... Oh no, we just flipped over waypoint 1. Yeah, we just flipped over. Now they're both behind us. What? 16.4 is... Okay, what's 17 nothing? 17 nothing is also behind us? How does that make it? Yeah, it is also behind us. Okay, so we need the 152 course. We need to come left. Ah! I like that. Heading select. Uh-oh. Heading select. We need to join 152. Sounds are coming up. We'll put you back in heading mode for right now. 152 outbound all the way down to Palms, which is going to be the 101 inbound from Dolphin at 13.9. So I'm going to put 13.9 active on 2. We're tracking off of that. We're going to intercept this radial. That is wonderful. Let's go ahead and begin the descent down to, we'll step down to flight level 200. We're going to do an IAS hold just because it's easier. So we're going to select IAS hold. IAS hold. Bring the power back. We can't do that. Auto throttle disengage, please. Power's coming back. And down we go. What? Is it a localizer alive? Course line's coming in. C-17 landed at the small airport there to the east on accident? Oh, I remember that. How much cocaine were the Air Florida crews required to do before a flight? Oh, it's in the SOP somewhere. Alright, here comes the loc course. We'll go ahead and nav loc it back up. Nav loc engaged. VOR loc engaged. We're coming down the arrival. Down to Palms. 2,000 feet per minute. That looks good. We'll come back a little bit more. Let's go ahead and throw the seatbelt sign. No smoking sign is coming on. I guess we can do some landing data, maybe? Perhaps? I know we'll land there. We'll land flaps 40, because why not? Flaps 40. Set EPR and set speeds. VREF 126, 131 on the VAP. Looks like we just started picking up DME 2, 130 miles out. You can see that right here. Love that. Yeah, we're pretty light, and we're going to be doing flaps 40, which is frowned upon. Passing briefly, what is the cruise block you're maintaining? I don't remember. We were doing about 8.0. Gus, we're doing about 8.0. Maybe 7.8. We've already started our descent. Shakovic with the hot take. The SIVA isn't that hard, honestly. At learning an FMS at the start is harder than learning SIVA. I actually think you're correct, Shakovic, because an FMS is extremely complex. With submenus and everything, where the SIVA, it's complex at the surface, but once you know what buttons do what, and they actually are labeled, like north, this is for frequency, this is for DME update, lat long, west, east. Once you know the button commands, it becomes pretty straightforward. So we'll go ahead and come down to 15,000. But I would agree with you, man. Oh, look at that view. Those clouds don't look too bad. A lot of yellow, but they don't look too bad. Is there a Mach indicator? Yeah, it's on the airspeed indicator. It's on the outer window. Those clouds don't look too bad. Those are pretty good. Look pretty good for a dead sim. After working by VOR to VOR, it'd be fun to learn the INS. Yeah, it's using them hand in hand is a lot of fun, man. Because INS for cruise, so you can kind of go away and do things if you need to, and then once you're on the arrival, doing a VOR arrival is pretty sweet. So 152 for 105 miles. We're only about 44 miles from, so we're pretty much over here. Placida, Florida, somewhere around there. You can see there's some big inlet here, which I think that matches up with the chart. Is 2020 back from the dead? Oh, hell no, dude. Now that I know that this is working in 24 and Sim Update 2 Beta, I may have to try it. Just taxiing is like in 2020. I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all do it. Let me rephrase. Sim Update 2 back from the dead? Yes. Alright, 15,000. Might be a little low. Let's do 9. Yeah, let's do 19. We've still got another 50 plus to go, and then we got to be, yeah, we got a little ways to go. So we'll do 19. Now they do descend you pretty low coming in here early. There's nothing that is not sexy about this plane. Cam MD80, what is up, my man? I couldn't agree more. Well said, Cam. How you doing, buddy? Absolutely love some good old 727 ops. I can't wait to take this bird in. I guess we're leveling at 20. That's fine. We'll level at 20 for now. We'll maintain 280 knobs. We'll re-engage auto throttle. I really like that they added the auto throttle here. It's not really an option. I mean, it is an option on the 727. Wasn't very popular, but for us sim pilots, man, it sure helps, especially flying a 3-crew airplane, single pilot, especially if you're on a network. You need it. So I'm actually really happy they added that little option there. INS teaches you why and how an inertial system works. FMS, if you just do data link, you don't really need to learn how it actually all works. That's true, Lucas. I never had problems with 24 and it runs twice as good as 2020 does. 2020 is beyond dead to me. Mickey G, I agree with you, dude. When I first loaded in 2020, I had to drop all my settings to medium and high. All my settings are medium high. My grass and bushes are low. My perf was atrocious, man. I'm so used to 2024 perf. Auto throttle did not re-engage. That's interesting. I noticed that pitch angle was changing. Let's get our speed back. You notice that? I think we came all the way down to 250 knots. It's okay, we're playing Miami Center. If Palm 357, reduce speed to 220 knots, please. Then a minute later. Palm 357, maintain max forward speed. Thank you. We're just doing realism here for Miami Center. What's the reason number 2 engine requires higher power setting hit the EBR? Because of the S duct and the position of the engine inlet on top, the way the airflow is. In certain phases, you'll notice that that middle throttle, not all phases, but especially on takeoff, is going to be slightly out of position. It has to do with the flow going into that inlet and going down the S duct. Al Loper, you might be correct. 2020 is better optimized for NVIDIA than AMD. That's true. And I spent time using, I spent time on 2024 optimizing it for my AMD. I haven't done any of that for 2020, so that you are onto something. All right, so the 281 radial, which is going to be the 101 radial inbound. So we are at 120. When this arrow is at 101, that means we are at the Palms intersection. So you can see here on our ADF, nav 2 is showing Dolphin VOR. That's where we're passing the 130 radial right now off of Dolphin, which is a little bit up here. Once we hit 101, then we'll be on it, which will be the 281 outbound. So you can actually look at the tail too, and you'll see the tail will be at 281. So there's 27, 28. So we're not quite at Dolphin yet. We got our speed back up, 310 knots or so. We'll bring the power down. Not quite sure why the autopilot decided, or the auto throttle decided to quit there. Let me see if it re-engages. Seems to come back to idle. That's been a thing from the get-go. Comes to idle. I don't know why it's coming to idle all the time, though. Huh. That's rather peculiar. Let's go ahead and just disengage it. We'll maintain our own power setting. Does the passenger variant have a working key binding for heady cursor? No. As well as the nav OBS. That one works the same as it does in the freighter, I believe. The cargo version didn't. That messed up my workflow compared to the other aircraft. Yeah, Jolly. So they changed something with the heading bug binding a while ago, and it never came back, whether it's the freighter or the passenger. Now, I know folks have bound that with the use of SPAD. But I don't like using SPAD unless I absolutely have to, so I've resorted to just twisting with the mouse, unfortunately. Now, you can get the nav course to work on your Honeycomb Bravo relatively easily, but I think it's depending on when they change the, what do they call them? Data refs, I think. When they change the data refs for certain functions, it messes with your bindings that you had. Yeah, the heading went away, which it's really unfortunate because an airplane like this, you are constantly moving needles and bugs and stuff, so being able to have that on a Bravo or a mini FCU would be nice. Natively in the sim, you can do it. You just might have to use some additional software. When do you normally enter perf details? 250 miles, Andre. 250 miles, that's when we start doing all our top of descent brief, all of our prep stuff, 250 miles out. Because at 250 miles, when you put the barrow mins in, that's when it shows up on your PFD. Or if you're below, like, what, 24,000 feet? But generally speaking, at cruise, if you put the barrow mins in, they're not going to pop up on your PFD until you're 250 miles. So we don't want to brief it because we brief off the glass. We go, this we're approach this, the final approach course is this, minimums are going to be 250. You're looking off the glass. So if it's not on the glass, you can't properly brief it. That is the why behind why we do that. All right, we are getting close to join the Dolphin, so I'm going to put this in heading mode. We'll put the autopilot into heading select, turn knob, heading select, engaged. I'm going to flip the nav radio over to the Dolphin VOR, which is 13.9er. With 13.9 selected, we're going to put that 281 radial inbound, which we said is the 101. And we're going to join that on a heading. And that's going to be palms inbound. And then we're going to get down to 10,000 feet. So we'll scroll in 10,000 feet here. No, the airspeed is not set to 400 knots. The airspeed is set to 131. But remember, the airspeed doesn't hold the bug. It is where you are on your airspeed indicator. It does not fly the bug. It flies the airspeed when you engage it. All right, we'll go ahead and nav loc engage you. We're coming inbound. Let's go ahead and arm the altitude. Let's do IAS hold. And let's go ahead and bring the power back. Turning inbound, starting down. Greetings, Antonio. What's up? Alan Black, thanks, man. I'll check it out, dude. I will definitely check it out. Miami arrival ATIS is information Bravo 340 at 9. Expect 26 left and 27. 26 left and 27. So let's pull out our charts. Yup. I'll close Pensacola. Let's pull out KMIA one more time. And we'll load the charts here. Miami departure 1945. Oh, why am I mouse wheeling? I have my SATEC radio panel. .45 is up.
Hey, who's the aircraft call?
Delta 714.
Hey, Delta 714, Miami approach ident.
Identity for Delta 7.
Mission positive for radar contact. Altitude indicates 2,500. Climb and maintain 16,000. 16,000.
5,000. 5 Kilo Yankee.
5 Kilo Yankee. You might step over someone. Say altitude leaving.
Cam MD80, we probably watched the same one. Was it the Aerosucra video? Miami approach, good morning, Palm 357 out of 13.9, descending 10,000 on the Palm 5 with Bravo.
About Delta 5 Kilo Yankee, stay altitude.
1.
Or Palms 4.
1,000.
Palms 2.
Delta 5 Kilo Yankee, check your altimeter, Miami altimeter 3006.
714, you're at a contact 42 miles west of the Miami Airport. As you have Bravo on board, expect the ILS Tracer approach.
Expect the ILS 30 approach for Delta 7.
Yeah, what's calling?
It's Palm 357 out of 11-9, descending 1010,000 with Bravo.
157 Miami approach, ready to contact. See, you want the RNAV, or correction, you want the visual 3026, right?
We can take 26 right on the visual for a Palm 357.
357, roger. For now, flight present heading, descend to maintain 6,000.
Present heading, descend to maintain 6,000, Palm 357. Alright, that makes life really easy. He said
5 Kilo Yankee crossing 5,500
26
feet.
left.
Right.
We'll throw that up.
Delta 5 Kilo Yankee, here to contact.
I'm going to slow to 250k knots. That's me.
The clear direct.
6,000
maintain
is
6,000.
set. Let's go ahead and throw our lights on as we get ready to descend down. Lights are coming
Direct
on.
K2 16,000. 5 Kilo Yankee.
I got to slow down below
5 Kilo
250
negative,
knots.
okay, stop, climb,
We'll go
7,000.
idle. We'll go horn cutout. And we are present heading, so heading select.
5 Kilo Yankee, stop,
5 Kilo
climb
Yankee.
immediately.
Heading select is on. Here comes 6,000, or here comes 250 knots right
Delta 5
now.
Kilo Yankee,
Arm.
stop, climb.
IAS hold. Down we go. Down to 6. Approach is 109.1. Airplane keeps it busy, doesn't it? 109.1 and nav 1. Final approach course 272 degrees. Why do I never fly in Europe? Because I'm saving it for a Euro tour. $272, right? Yep, 272, 109.1. We're descending 8 for 6 out of 10,000 feet. Flight attendants, prepare for landing. Here we go, chat. Here we go. We're on the visual. But as far as gates are concerned, I have no idea. 26 right. Let's just go to the D
Delta
gate.
20 Miami approach,
AMIA. Let's go to parking bays.
Delta 20 ready to contact, escorted,
Let's go to D44. That works for me. D44.
Bravo.
Alright, 7.8 for 6. From FSS dock engagement and control, the auto throttle system is engaged by a switch on the gear panel, which also selects cabin's airspeed indicator. Inner bug with a selected airspeed. Really? For the inner bug. That's weird.
357, turn left heading 090.
Who was that for?
Convert off on Fox Lima Alpha 357.
Well, that's weird, because on climb out, we weren't using the bugs at all. But we were in vertical speed mode. Maybe. Maybe I'm thinking of the, probably getting, it's opposite of the 7.4 of the Felis. That would probably be why.
Foxtrot Lima Alpha 357, what's your call sign?
That's all right. We'll be our own flight engineer. We'll maintain 250 knots. Here's 6,000 feet. We're leveling off.
And by Foxtrot Lima Alpha 357, what's your call sign again? Kilo Yankee climb and maintain 130,000.
Lead. Good lead. Yeah.
130,000.
Absolutely.
3 Miami offline, change advisory frequency.
Was it 72100
Over to you,
main plane for a long time?
503, have a good day.
Was it a 727-100 Alaska's main plane? I'm not sure.
714,
Probably.
5,000.
You can maintain 5,000 for the
727 was quite popular. It was quite the popular aircraft. Floor 357, turn left, heading 090. Left turn 090 for column 357. How to hear this radio? Roger.
Miami and Flight 565 passing through 13
And Flight 565, Miami approach, radar contact as forward. Advise your Bravo board, expect to see ILS runway 30 approach unless you like one of the 26s.
Is there any possibility we can get 27 for the ILS?
No.
For Flight 565?
Sure, I'm Flight 565, expect ILS 27.
Am flight always got to be causing
ILS
problems.
27 and Flight 565, thank you.
Am flight. Over the Everglades. This is where that Eastern L1011 went night night. Looking at the landing gear lights. That'd be a good that'd be a real good in-flight entertainment video, wouldn't it? Go over that one.
Second 51 Victor, turn right direct hotel.
Is that Alligator Alley? Wait, no. Is that Alligator Alley right there? I think that is. A1A? That's where all the alligators are. Open up the cargo doors. That's one thing. I never thought to look inside of the cargo compartment, see if it's modeled or not. Now this ought to be interesting. See what perf is like coming into Miami today. If there's ever a 707, can we start playing Jet Airliner from
Victor, let's
Seabird?
do right turn direct Macy's. Mike Alpha Charlie Yankees here.
Cam MD80.
3520 speed 240.
Dropping the 10 gifted memberships. Cam, my man, thank you so
Keeling,
much, dude.
keep on
Very,
center
very
off
kind.
line, change your
Appreciate the
advisory
support, Cam. You pick up a membership from Cam MD, make sure you shout about and say thank you.
Decimal 8, bye-bye.
Long time fan of the channel.
Descend and maintain 3000.
Was that for Palm 357 to 73,000? I don't know why I'm having a hard time.
No, you go Delta 714 down to 3.
I'm having a hard time
Down to
listening.
3,000 feet.
Thank you, Cam. Answer the radio, Delta. Jeez, Infian.
Good day, Miami departure, American 2230.
Thanks again, Cam. Appreciate all the support, man. 10 gifted subs. Look at that,
2337,
what's your profile
symbol
picture?
1 mile,
Is that
blue
a-
Palmer Terrace, but off on in just a second.
It looked like an MD-80 to me, Cam.
Thank you, American.
It doesn't look like an MD-80 to me in that profile pic of yours anymore. Miami, here we come, baby. There she is. Man, 2020 is mid.
2337, contact Miami Tower, going 18.3.
Order Miami Tower.
Do you know if the 721 is on the FSS dev roadmap at all? I don't know, Greg. I don't believe it is. There's been no talk about a 721. I think they're
51 Victor, descend and maintain.
I think they're full
3000.
steam ahead here on getting the passenger version out for 2020 and 2024. And I think they're still working on the E-Jets, right? I think the E-Jets are also compatible with Sim Update 2 Beta, so for 24. I like the little grease streaks there on the APU. Exhaust under the wing, on the wing root. Pretty cool.
Oh, 714, descend and maintain 2000.
Come on, Delta 714.
Oh, 714, we're able to speed 210.
We're accelerating for speed 210.
American 51 Victor, speed 210 in your descent.
Let's see. Before seatbelt shoulder anti-ice, brake pressure check, gear lever
That's
check.
a 3520, descend and maintain
Mandated
5000,
reduction
speed
set, seatbelt shoulder fuel
210
panel,
in
fuel
your
heat,
descent.
hydraulic pumps off.
On 357, speed 210, then descend and maintain 3000.
Speed 210 and 3000. Palm 337. 210 and 3000.
714, turn left heading 330, intercept the runway 30 localizer.
Left heading 3302, intercept the localizer number.
MD-11 in the pick, but almost ready to become Cam 737. Oh no. That nose section on the 7072, 73 is just, yes it is. The nose is great, man. I think you should become Cam 747.
And flight 565, proceed direct Macy's.
230 first, and then
We're at 565 at slash A.
210, 220, one more. 230, close enough. Altitude,
I didn't realize you were on the phone.
IS hold. Power's coming all the way back. Down we go.
Miami approach, good afternoon. Portugal 223, inbound the Panfish. Prefer 26 left if able.
No.
Air Portugal 223, Miami approach ident.
Yeah, see how quiet it is when you go outside view? I know we're at idle, but I feel like they gotta adjust that outside volume. Downtown Miami, man, you talk about mid-weather to fly a pre-release stream. That's ugly. We have to do another one at sunset or something.
714, you're 5 miles from curb, maintain 2000 until established, cleared ILS runway 30 approach.
Cam Super Cub, there you go. Let's do a little
Portugal 223
speed
heavy,
brake. I
squawk
love
4523.
the Blackbird control speed brake
Squawk
lever. You actually have
4523,
to
Portugal
lift up
223.
and pull it to
Record
get it
51 Victor, descend and maintain
out of the
2000.
DTAM, which is accurate. I absolutely love it. 20 degrees there, speed brake. So if you fly the 7.2
And flight 565,
You've
turn
gotta
right
fly it.
10 degrees.
with
Right 10 degrees.
Blackbird
flight,
7.2 levers,
565.
man. Ortho looks incredible. I mean, it looks the same as 24. You ask me, man. The late 24 as of late, dude, the Ortho's been on fire. Did you guys not see our stream
714,
yesterday in
speed
New Mexico?
170 till
1,000
5
level
mile
off
final
check.
Contact Miami Tower and 118.3.
170.
I have the Cargo 7.2 and I love it. Oh yeah, dude. Swim and climb. We had a lot of fun.
51 Victor, turn left heading
We had a lot of fun in
040
that cargo
Vector,
variant 7.2. I'm gonna have to think of some good.
3520, descend and maintain 3000.
Try to do some recreation of 727 routes here pretty soon when this thing drops. Do a little evening stream. Kind of want to do a night flight in it.
On 357, turn right heading 180, descend and maintain 1500.
180, 1,500, Palm 357.
Palm 357, amend the altitude, maintain 2000.
2,000, Palm 357.
51 Victor, turn left heading 330, intercept the runway 30 localized.
There's the field.
And flight 565, descend and maintain 6000.
Maintain 6,000, 565.
We'll call the field here very soon.
On 357, continue the right turn heading 230. If you'd like to take a visual, the Miami Airport currently during 3 o'clock and 12 miles.
Field site, Palm 357.
On 57, clear visual runway 26 right approach.
Third visual, 26 right, Palm 357. Alright, 26 right, confirm we have the right chart. We don't. That's the 26 left, the localizer. 26 right doesn't have an ILS, right?
Back at 51 Victor,
Doesn't.
speed 170 or
So-
greater.
oh, it has a
until 5
lope
mile
freak
final,
only.
third
Let me
ILS
double check that.
correction, third ILS 30 approach.
They run that heading over. See, this is where I need a flight engineer. Turn, baby, turn. Lope 26 right is 1093. All right, 1093. And let's hand fly it in.
That's a 3520, turn left heading 040, descend and maintain 2000.
040 again, 3520.
Air Portugal 223, heavy radar contact through 3000. Advise you have Charlie on board at Miami, expect the ILS 26
There's
left.
2000.
Expect
Trying to
ILS
get back
26
over to
left
the right
approach
side.
and we will get Charlie after Portugal 223.
On 357, contact Miami Tower on 118.3, see ya.
18.3, Palm 57. I didn't know they were up.
Back at 51 Victor, contact Miami Tower on 118.3.
Drop the brake, baby. Miami Tower, good afternoon. Palm 357 visual, 26 right.
Takeoff on again?
Palm 357 visual, 26 right.
Palm 357, Miami Tower, runway 26 right, clear to land, traffic departure parallel.
26 right, clear to land. Palm 357.
American 2337 RNAV, Casino, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff. Got traffic about 7 miles per hour for the payload.
Or at the casino, runway 6 left, clear for takeoff, American 2037.
American 51 Victor, Miami Tower, runway 30, clear to land. Delta 714 Navy, Miami. Welcome to Miami. Taxi to parking via Quebec.
Repeat again for Delta 714.
Taxi to parking via Quebec.
Taxi to parking via Quebec, Delta 714.
Look at the flap shake. That's pretty sick. Alright, flaps 40 coming in. Juice it up, because that's the high drag config right there. Flaps 40 is set. VREF, what are we, 131 is set. Gear is down, 3 green. Speed brake is manual on this puppy.
1,000.
Correcting on the center line there. 1,000 feet, we're stable, clear to land. Correcting. I don't know if that's always supposed to be eliminated, auto brake. I want to use manual brakes, so. I don't know if flight recorder works. I should have started it just in case, though. Let me see if I can get it up and running.
500.
Come on, baby. Pop up, pop up, pop up, pop up, pop up, pop up. Recording is on. I think it's got it. Let's see.
American 2337, contact departure, have a good flight.
For departure, American 2037, take care of the 200.
Flies so nice, though. I love the way this airplane
40,
flies.
30, 20, 10.
Oh my gosh! We aerosucred that one. Flies so nice. Freaking smashed it, chat. Oh my goodness, that's a real smasher. Oh my goodness me. I hope the recording didn't work. Out, off, reverse. Chat. We might have broke something. We might have broke something on that one. Good night alive. I think it was recording though, chat. I think it was. Oh my goodness. Landed like Kip on the ground. Did he have a smasher?
357, welcome to Miami. Cross runway 26 left, stay parking.
Cross 26 left, we're going Delta 44, Palm 357.
Alright, we're continuing to actually be Mike and Whiskey, November to the ramp.
Mike, Whiskey, November to the ramp, Palm 357. Thanks for the ATC. Alright, let's go ahead and spin you back around.
Cover Delta 3520 ILS.
We'll get
3520
clear.
Miami Tower, runway 30, clear to land.
Good land, 30, Delta 3520.
American 51 Victor Heavy, taxi to parking via Zulu, November.
Chat. We smashed that. I mean, that might be one of my hardest landings on stream. That might be one of my hardest landings on stream. We'll go ahead and get the flaps cleaned up here. Good night. I was just saying, oh, it's such a wonderful flying airplane. Was that whiskey? Shoot. Let's not make another mistake like we did yesterday. Mike. Whiskey is after JJ. Oh, keep going. It's after Mike 4. That's Zulu. So we got JJ and then Whiskey. Alright, let's pull out the flight engineer. This is where it does help. So let's do after landing check.
Landing checks. Brake pressure check. Pressure switched around.
I felt that in Newark.
Landing and strobe lights are off. Taxi lights are
Oh
on.
my goodness.
Flaps up. Spoilers down.
I can't believe it's because I started the recording,
Anti-skid
chat.
off.
I'm tower, I am flight 565, last 3 miles, 27 established.
Elevator trim set to neutral.
M flight 565, Miami Tower, runway
That's a
27 clear to
janky.
land.
Should land 27 and 565.
Enter 51 Victor Taxi, Zulu November.
So Whiskey's the next one. This is Whiskey coming up right here.
Starting APU.
L3521 to Miami, taxi ramp, be expect.
I guess we'll follow all the tire tracks. And then Mike Whiskey November into the ramp. I'm not sure what he asked for. Oh, thank you, Jen.
Essential power on APU.
Y'all Airbus pilots can't handle those flaps? Mickey, I can't, dude. I can't handle that 40 flaps, man. Can't handle it. I couldn't get my pinky out in time for the flare. APU spooling. Goodness. Alright, what do we got out here? Delta 60. We're going to go inside of the tower, I think. I think that's that amp flight over there on the other side. There's 48. 46. We'll enter a spot 9er here for 44.
After landing checks complete.
After that, like, I think they could really add some immersion if we change the audio on those, on that crew manager. I really think they got something here going on. It reminds me of the Felis, but we just need to get more of a vibe. We need
Flight 565, safe parking.
a different audio recording for the crew. For
565, we're
flight
parking over at the cargo ramp just off the 30.
Roger, taxi, via Sierra, Yankee Romeo.
Did we blow a tire?
This is Sierra Yankee Romeo, flight 565.
No, I think they're fine.
Miami Tower, hello. Air Portugal 223 with you, inbound ILS 26 left.
Oh, jeez.
First call 223, heavy Miami Tower, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 26 left, Air Portugal 223.
Brakes are set. Let's go ahead and shut her off here. Yeah, strobes are off. Turn off is off. Taxi's off. That's all set. It's interesting that it shuts the anti-skid off for that prior to. All right, let's go ahead and kill him. You can hear that APU working over here. Look at that, that's pretty cool. That's the heat blur coming out of the wing root there. That's where the APU exhaust is. Right next to the fuel tank. Pretty awesome design there. Alright, that's all coming down. I'll hide the yoke. As soon as I lose hydraulic pressure, the Bruno yoke kind of goes haywire. We'll go ahead and the beacon is off, nav is off, we'll go wing light off, logo can stay. I actually will turn the logo off. Seatbelts and no smoking. You're now free to move about the cabin. Let's open up and deplane. We'll take a look at that replay. I kind of want to see how the replay is. Oh, I don't think we can open that. I don't have any hydraulics running. Alright. I don't really want to see the replay. But I guess you guys want to see the replay. Oh, great. Alright. I guess we'll have to do the replay. We'll go ahead and disconnect from Avail Premium. We'll go to replay cam. Now, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen to our airplane for replay. I'm going to go ahead and turn the engines on. And I may have to close those. I don't know what's going to happen at replay mode. This is not tested before, so proceed with caution. Let's start the replay. Oh yeah, let's close the door. The door would probably still be open. Let's close that. Delete your FDR. Oh my goodness, y'all. We freaking smashed. Replay's on. Oh, I need to put the flaps out. I don't know how you guys do these flap things, man. They're so confusing. How do you go around those gates? Let me go back, because we want to see what the full flap's out. There we go. Hopefully flaps 40 will be out for the time we impact. Looks like it's working really good with replay mode. Oh no, chat. No, chat, I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch. Oh my. This reminds me of Frontier last night in San Juan. Chat, I don't like this. Well, yeah, I don't think it can bounce with flaps 40, man. It's so freaking draggy. Let's see. Oh. Alright. Look at that center line, though. Look at it. Center line control. Ice skate mode activated for 2020. Hold on, I got an idea. We're going to do... Oh, no. I'm gonna, since I know how to use the camera controls in drone mode here for 2020. Oh no, chat. Oh, oh, we did bounce. We did bounce. Alright. We did bounce. We definitely bounced. Alright. Oh! Right, left. Back on. I gotta launch G's. We gotta see what G's says. I gotta launch G's. Hold on. One bounce. I didn't read the footprint on that one. Let me wind it back further. The second landing was real nice. Second landing was real nice. I can't stand this midday in 2020. I don't know how you guys fly at this time of day. There we go. And more yellow. More yellow, more better. Left wing got very close. A 313. 313, and the second landing, I guess I'm going to say what the second one is. 313 and 1.37 Gs.